hiring decisions can be crucially important for companies. They can also be legal minefields. Joining us now is Elliot Lassen, an industrial and organizational psychology professor. Thank you for being here.
Great to be here, Jeff.
So big companies have an HR department to guide hiring managers. A smaller employer may not. What are the big no-nos? What are the pitfalls here?
Many times, hiring managers will go into the job interview, for example, without a good handle on what they really need. I think it's important for the company and the hiring managers to really be aligned with the job description. Sometimes HR will do a preliminary screening, and they should also be very much familiar with the job description and what they're looking for.
There are questions you can't ask, right?
Yes, those questions that you can ask, many of them are federally prohibited, but it's also important for companies to understand the questions that they can ask, let's say, that are state or even locally mandated, that they're not allowed to use them.
From the prospective employee's vision of the interview, if it goes off the rails, if the interviewer is asking stuff that the interviewee feels is just completely inappropriate, what do you do?
That's a very difficult situation that the person's put in, and a lot of times it's a matter of finessing the question and maybe trying to reframe the question in a way that says, like, did I understand that you are asking about this aspect of my life, and then respond that I don't necessarily see how that's relevant. You have to do that in a very tactful way, because you don't want to derail the interview flow. So it has to be done tactfully and carefully.
I guess it's an opportunity to potentially demonstrate your tact.
Tact, that is correct. And if the questioning continues along those lines, then at that point the interviewee might indicate that I don't feel that that's a lawful question, and then see how the interviewer responds.
Can companies ask to see a prospective employee's social media? I mean, I guess it's public. I mean, you can find somebody's Twitter account, and you see the picture, and it's the same person. Beyond that, can they ask for the login?
Interesting you ask about that, because several years ago, Governor O'Malley was one of the first governors to advocate for legislation that would prohibit employers from asking for candidates' passwords, and that kind of led to other states to also enact similar legislation.
Is it best in an interview situation for the company to have fully scripted questions? Or, I mean, does that sort of make the interview itself useless?
I'm a big believer in those scripted questions, because when you have standardization and structure, what the research has found, and also this plays itself out pragmatically, that at the end of the day, the hiring manager can compare apples to apples rather than apples to oranges. Because if an interview is unstructured, you might find one interviewer making a connection with the interviewee's alma mater, and then it goes on a tangent, and then the next person doesn't have that connection, and then at the end of the day, literally and figuratively, the data that you're comparing to make your hiring decisions is not on the same plane.
So you're trying to make it more of an objective process instead of subjective?
Objective, yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be very sterile. Rapport building is very important at the beginning, during, and even at the end of the interview. So it's important that the hiring manager or interviewer creates a very pleasant environment that de-stresses the situation and the interviewee feels comfortable.
Is rapport a legitimate thing for a company to be concerned about? If you're hiring, let's say it's a software engineer, should all that matters be that person's ability to code, or do interpersonal skills enter into it from a legal standpoint?
Well, ultimately, if you're looking to hire someone and that person has good technical skills, and that's what the job calls for, then that's what's going to be important at that time. However, as the person accrues tenure within the organization and might need to be retained through promotion to management, then you're also probably looking at the soft skills that the interviewee brings to the table, even if it is for a technical position.
Any other mistakes you see employers make when it comes to the hiring process?
I would say that when the employer does not, like I said before, adequately prepare for the interview and understand the competencies that are necessary strategically within the organization. A lot of times they're looking to fill the position now, but I think hiring managers also need to see where the position fits, not just in the here and now, but also looking down the road strategically.
Industrial and organizational psychology professor Elliot Lassen, thank you for your time.
Thank you.